Welcome to Inside the Cardinal Playbook, brought to you by the UPS store at 5510 Northeast Antioch in North Kansas City. We'll start with Coach Larry Holly. The weekend road trip. Boy, this road thing is a tough deal. You lose in 3 overtimes at Illinois Springfield, get out to a great start at Quincy, only to have Quincy come back on you. Playing on the road in the GLVC is what it's advertised to be. It
is tough. We let one get away Thursday night. Had a great opportunity at the end of regulation. They hit a three. Great opportunity at the end of the first overtime, I believe. I get them mixed up. Same player takes it to the rim. Young man we tried to recruit, by the way.
Right.
And then I think Dylan Deck had a dunk at the end of the
That was at the end of the first overtime,
at the end of the first one. So the young man that we tried to recruit that is at Illinois Springfield hit the three and then hit the shot at the when he took it strong to the hole. So, but we certainly had our opportunities. Just didn't happen. They got after us in the third overtime, and I think we wore out a little bit. I didn't go to our bench quite as much, especially at the guard spot. Dwight Sistrunk and Devontae Bell were having great games, and I thought we had it done at the end of regulation. They hit the three. I thought we had it done at the end. Well, I guess into the first overtime is when Dylan had his dunk. Mm-hmm. And so we had some confidence going into the second one, and then Dwight fouled out, and we just didn't get it done in the third. But we had Devontae Bell played 52 minutes. Guys played a lot of minutes. I knew that might affect us on Saturday. So a disappointing loss. And then we came out and played great the first 5 minutes at Quincy, and Quincy had lost to Rockhurst on Thursday by 2, so I knew they'd be ready to play. And when we jump out to a 12-0 lead, I'm feeling pretty good. But from that point on, their energy we didn't match their energy level. And they outscored us 35 points in the final 35 minutes of that game, because we're up 12-0 and we got beat by 23. It was, I made this comment to you, I think, after the game. They did to us what our women did to them. Mm-hmm. You can play well and win or lose. You can shoot well, win or lose. If you do both, you're a tough opponent. And Quincy did both. And we ran out of energy a little bit. Everything they threw up went in. I think our defense was pretty good. I'm not saying it was super, but they threw in some difficult shots and certainly took it to us and deserved to win. So very long trip back from Quincy. We go from being 4-3 and having high hopes to get a couple, and we let one get away, and then Quincy stepped up and got after us. So we got to recover against the #1 team in the Western Division right now. Yeah, that's Drury coming up on Thursday night. Before we talk about that, though, let's go back to Illinois Springfield. 87-84, the final in 3 overtimes. What's the bright spot you take out of that game? Well, we competed. It was a road game. We were in a position to win it. It just didn't happen. Again, I think our competitive nature, the way we responded to some adversity there. But again, we kind of had control of that game, and then they made a run at the end and hit the shot. But take out of that our guys were ready to go and had an opportunity to win a road game, which is tough in whatever your league in, but especially the GLVC.
83-60 was the final at Quincy. I got to tell you, I watched your assistants prepare for that game, and I'm thinking through that first 5.5 minutes that all of that preparation really paid off, and I think it did. I think they had a great game plan going in, obviously 12-0 at that point, but then there are other things that come into play as well.
Well, our staff does a great job preparing us. Our guys should not be surprised unless they put something new in since the last time they played. We do a lot of video review, and Matt Sly kind of heads that up with a lot of help from Coach Addison and Coach Amy. So I think the preparation was fine. I don't know if because of the number of minutes everybody played, if that was a factor. I had intended to go to our bench and play 10 guys in that first half, and we did. Jordan Lewis comes off the bench. He didn't get to play a second on Thursday, and we thought he'd give us a lift, and sprains his ankle in the first minute that he's out there. So he's out. And then in the second half, hard foul going to the rim by John Taylor. Hurt his wrist, didn't return. But, give Quincy credit. They just played harder than us, and they just shot lights out. And it was, if we'd have been full strength and totally fresh, the way they played it, it would have been a tough game for us.
We had also talked about Nate Croker last week as a young man who was adding more minutes coming off the bench. He didn't make the trip at all, and can you kind of quickly explain why he didn't go? It's kind of an interesting story.
It is. He's having some problems with his foot, and could have been because of the shoe maybe not being wide enough, and it got to the point that he went to the doctor to see what could be done, and he ended up having an infection in the foot, a bad infection, and in fact had to go in there and take some stuff out, and I guess hit a nerve while he was there, and he passed out, and now there's a hole in the side of his foot, and I think he's on crutches until Wednesday of this week, so I'm not sure when we're going to get him back. And we'd lost Chris Jordan as our backup center at semester, and then to lose Nate at the 4, and then for John Taylor to go down. So it's testing our depth a little bit. But, you know, that's part of the game. We hope to get Nate back. He knows our system and doing a great job this year with leadership and work ethic and all the things that Nate has done during his career here. But we certainly missed him as well.
You said from day one that you thought Drury was really the team to beat in the West. And here they come on Thursday night. What are we going to get out of them?
Well, if you saw us play Maryville University a week or so ago, Maryville, I think we were up 14 at the half, and we came out and were going in the hole, and they came back and beat us here at home. They were tied with Drury going into their game, I believe, last Thursday night. Drury goes to Maryville. Now they're both 5-2, I think
that's right, yeah.
And Drury won at Maryville 78-47. I believe that was the score.
It
might have been
30. I thought it was in the 30s.
I'm sorry, it was 78-37.
It was big.
They beat them by 41 points at Maryville, the team they're tied with. They're very, very capable. But if our guys can't get up for a game like this, they might as well just go sit in the stands. Because this is an exciting time to play the #1 team. They're on a roll. They're playing awfully well. They have 4 losses, but all of them were winnable games. I mean, they could be undefeated if things had fallen their way. So it's an outstanding team, very well coached, and we'll have to be at the top of our game to compete. But I know our guys are looking forward to it.
That's Larry Holly getting ready for the game against Drury on Thursday, and then the Cardinals will hit the road again on Saturday afternoon, going to Missouri S&T.
So, I'm my own man. I can work from home. I can make meetings, I can make deadlines, I can make proposals, I can remember birthdays, I can entertain clients, I can pay for lunch. Yeah, I can do it 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3:15, I can do anything. Done. On it. Yes. Taken care of. 50 two-sided bound color presentations by tomorrow? I can do that. How do I do that? I love logistics.
Foreclosure, repossession, garnishment. Costello and Farah can fight for you.
Are creditors threatening to take your property or your money? My office has helped thousands of people in the Kansas City area protect their assets through debt reorganization or bankruptcy protection. Call my office at 816-505-HELP and see if we can help you protect your assets and get you back on your feet.
The attorneys of Costello and Farah, lawyers who will fight for you. Call 816-505-HELP today.
My name is Jesse Limeculer, CEO of Belvoir Winery, 110 years in the making. We do a lot of events, baby showers, wedding showers, anniversaries, birthdays, and weddings. The building itself that the winery is in was an orphan's home and a poor home. The other buildings were nursing homes, and then the last building on the end was an old hospital. It was the only hospital in the Northland for about 35 years. It was run by the Oddfellows until 1992. My family took it over at that point. Kind of been working on the winery ever since. Uniqueness is what you see when you come into the building. The old floors are 110 years old, the stairs with their original wear going all the way back to the orphans. The outside brick exterior that they just don't make anymore. All those kind of things add to the uniqueness of the event space. We have the gazebo out front, which is where people get married usually. It's a marble gazebo. We have the fountain running and have the gazebo up for all the wedding days and special days out here. We're open 7 days a week. 11 to 4 Monday through Wednesday, 11 to 8 Thursday through Saturday, and 12 to 6 on Sunday.
Get ready for real tropical deliciousness only at Golden Corral. It's our brand new Tropical Island Grill. This is like a tasty trip to the islands. We're talking real island cooking at its best. It's perfectly marinated grilled Key West chicken. It's breaded spicy Cozumel Island shrimp you have to taste to believe. It's grilled Fiji lemon pepper tilapia. It's fire grilled sizzling teriyaki sirloin and much more. It's all part of our endless dinner buffet, still for one amazingly low price, and it's only at Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness.
Welcome back to Inside the Cardinal Playbook. It's Coach to Coach time. Larry Holly interviewing head softball coach Dustin Combs. Larry?
Coach Combs, give us a little background in terms of baseball, softball,
Sure.
As far as your playing as an athlete, and then also your coaching experience before you came to William Jewell. Let the folks know a little more about you.
Sure. Well, I grew up in Commerce, Oklahoma. You can't grow up in Commerce, Oklahoma without playing baseball. Hometown of Mickey Mantle, and so you grow up as a young kid idolizing someone from your hometown that had made a big impact in Commerce with what he did as a baseball player. So grew up always knowing I wanted to continue playing baseball. Got the opportunity to do so at NEO A&M Junior College in Miami, Oklahoma. I spent 2 seasons there.
That's Miami, not Miami.
That's correct. That is Miami in the Midwest, and which was close to home. I actually grew up being a big part of that sporting community. My parents both worked at NEO, so I grew up basketball games, football games, of course, attending baseball as well. Finished up my career then. Went on and finished my degree at Northeastern State University in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, and then right out of college got a job and opportunity to work in Springfield, Missouri, and kind of a coach of all trades. Did a little middle school football. I was the assistant women's basketball coach at Glendale High School. My very first baseball job was at Kickapoo High School as a freshman coach. Later, the following year, went on over to Glendale High School as a full-time teacher and coach. And in 2000, the year 2000, Springfield Public Schools started high school softball. Until that time, they did not have organized softball in the public school system. And my background in baseball and then growing up again in a town where if you were a female and couldn't play baseball, then you were playing softball. So a big softball community that I grew up in and had some opportunity to coach some softball even as a college student, and then it just made natural sense in coaching high school sports that you can do fall softball and baseball in the spring.
What was your first year at William Jewell, and the adjustment from coaching at the high school level? Obviously recruiting, but adjustments you've had to make from coaching at the high school level and the college level.
Well, it was a very unique year. The year I came was November of 2006, right after my high school season had completed. So I actually coached in the fall high school season. Later that spring, coached my first year of college softball at William Jewell in the spring of 2007. So quite an adjustment, as you can expect, with the caliber of athlete, the commitment of the athlete, and then just getting accustomed to, which was a very nice thing, not having to teach all day long. Could really focus on being a coach and recruit and just develop athletes as student athletes. And so pretty interesting first season to be able to coach a bunch of 15 through 17-year-olds in the fall, and then adults in the spring. So now going on my 7th season, so it has been. I've seen the acclimation of the athlete, and then transitioning into the NCAA.
So say the caliber of athletes at the NEI level, there's a lot of great programs, NEI.
Sure.
What adjustments have you seen in terms of competition at the NCAA Division II level and the GLDC as opposed to the NEI level, where there's only one division of competition in softball?
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think softball was in a situation that we all were in the heart of America, and it was a very competitive conference to begin with. I think that what I noticed immediately in the Great Lakes Valley is there's really no weakness in a lineup, and probably even more noticeable, there's not many weaknesses once you get into their bench. Teams are solid, 1 through 15, 1 through 16, and the pitching, the consistency of the pitching is much more noticeable. Every team in the Great Lakes Valley can run out to 2 or 3 kids that can beat you on any given day, and I think it's just what we've found out. We have to play more consistently every day. We can't look past anybody in the conference, can't look past anybody in our schedule, and if we do, it'll show. In terms of your schedule, there are 16 teams in the GLVC. Do all of them have softball? They do. In softball and in baseball, we're split into East and West Division. And how are those games played? How many do you play in the East and how many do you play in the West? We play everybody on our side, home and away. So we actually play 4 games against everybody in our division. On the East Division, we play a rotation of 4 teams each year, 2 on the road and 2 at home. So we will play all but 4 teams this year in the conference. Will that ever change? That's the way it is right now in basketball, but that will change for us next year. Yeah. We'll have 4 4-team pods and play everybody within our pod home and away for 6 games, and we'll play the other 12 1 game each. I know you guys play double headers, but yes. Will it ever get to the point where you play everybody? Yeah, I believe we are going to the pod system. That'd be 4 teams per pod, and to be honest with you, I haven't looked at that far ahead to see how those schedules will look. I do know that the pod itself will play a home and away with everybody in that, and then but there's always the thought of how we can play everybody, but also manage our travel and budgets. One of the things and the differences between baseball and softball is the number of people that you have in your program, specifically the number of pitchers. A normal roster for you might be interesting to the folks that are watching. What is the makeup? Number of pitchers, number of infielders, catchers, outfielders. What's an ideal number for you? And how do you break the squad down numbers-wise? Well, ideally, we want to at least carry 4 pitchers, and we've had in that group of 4 pitchers since I've been here, pitchers who play other positions. So when you have the luxury of a pitcher outfielder or pitcher infielder, you can get by with having a little smaller roster size, but we do have occasionally a pitcher only, and I think it's advantageous to go into a college season with at least 4 pitchers, and that's a luxury. Some carry 3, some can get by with 2, but we want to really utilize our pitching staff, and they're all complement each other very well. So we're not going to be able to rely on just one arm, and that makes it good for the program. We've got 4 girls that we know can help us win, and it's our job to utilize them the right way and manage the pitching staff. We'll carry 3 catchers. Again, that's a comfortable number, and all of those 3 catchers play other positions as well. The infield, we have girls that are very versatile, so it's not uncommon for us to have several outfielders that could come in and play on the infield as well. Now that's not every kid in the lineup, but it's again, that makes us more versatile. It makes that player, gives her an opportunity to help us better and helps her get on the field. Well, tell us when you start in terms of your schedule and what you're looking forward to as far as this year is concerned. Sure. We're 1 week into our practice schedule. We play our first game February 23rd at Northeastern State University. As I said earlier, my alma mater. Your alma mater. It'll be the first time since I've coached at Jewel that we've made that trip. We'll play NSU, who's now in the MIAA. So it's a good game for us, a good opportunity to see where we're at. And you know, the thing that we've really focused on, talked a lot about this season is focusing on the GLVC play, our first opportunity to qualify for and play in the postseason, and we feel like we're going to have a team that is very balanced, and feel like that you know, we've got pitching and all the parts together that at least we feel like we can compete in the conference. This young man's done a great job with our softball program here at William Jewell. I encourage you to come out and watch the Lady Cardinals play, and it'll be an exciting spring for William Jewell softball. Thank you, Coach. You're welcome.
What's my motto? Play to win. What's the key? Logistics. It takes planning. Everybody on the same page. Check this out. This is my playbook. Serious business. Right player, right place, right time. Did it at the UPS store. Bam! High five. Color, pictures, charts, graphics. Nice, huh? I love logistics.
It says in the book we should play as a team.
Professional color printing. Now at the UPS store.
At Hy-Vee you'll find nothing but 100% USDC lot inspected seafood. Oh, Devon, they're beautiful. And there's nothing better than salmon on the grill. The grill brings out heaps of flavour, and I combine it with a zesty Greek salad. Oh, bon appetit. Did you bring your appetites?
Yes.
Beautiful. Look at that. Fresh, healthy, and so delicious. How about a taste?
Yes, please.
Look at that. Smiles all round. Here you are.
What should we do?
Better call our shelter agent.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, you got a sec?
Yeah, sure.
We know what the weather is like in your area because we live in your area. Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Ask Shelter Agent Kimberly Sidden about Shelter's competitive insurance rates.
And that's going to do it for Inside the Cardinal Playbook for this week. Thanks to Larry Holly, Jill Kress, and Dustin Combs for visiting with us on Inside the Cardinal Playbook, brought to you by the UPS Store, 5510 Northeast Antioch in North Kansas City. Drury at home Thursday night, and on the road Missouri S&T Saturday next up for Cardinal basketball. And we'll see you next week on Inside the Cardinal Playbook.